They say history is written by the victors, but that doesn't mean their stories are the only ones worth telling. Today we rewrite history by spotlighting unsung heroes who dared to dream, dared to hope, and dared to change the world. Join us as we bring you the incredible tales of everyday heroes. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are shining the light on Mary Slessor, the woman who changed Nigeria. Back in the 1800s, Europe was all about industrialization and exploration. There was this craze called the Scramble for Africa, where European powers were like, hey, let's carve up Africa and claim it as our own. But there was one little problem. Africa was already inhabited by millions of people with their own cultures and way of life. But hey, those problems were for other people to sort out. These European adventurers had their sights set on riches, power, and glory. They had come across Africa, and they weren't going home empty-handed. In the midst of this chaos, Mary Slessor, a Scottish missionary, arrived in Calabar, Nigeria in 1876. She didn't come for the party. She came because she wanted to help the African people. This wasn't your typical missionary trip. Mary wasn't content with just preaching in churches. Oh no, she wanted to experience the culture and understand the people, so she hopped on a ship and sailed all the way to Nigeria. When she got there, she didn't waste any time. She started learning the local language, the Efik language, and soon enough she was walking barefoot into villages, talking to people and figuring out how she could make a difference. The people in these villages were part of the Efik and Ibibio tribes, and they had some, how shall we say, interesting beliefs. You see, back then, if a woman gave birth to twins, they believed that meant she was cursed. See, they thought twins were like evil spirits possessing two bodies, and as you can imagine, that led to some pretty messed up things happening to these poor twins. They were either left abandoned or straight up killed. It was a dark time, but you know who didn't think it was okay? Mary Slessor. Nope, she wasn't having it. She might have been a small woman, but she had a big heart and an even bigger dream of creating a school for girls. But before that, she had to tackle the twin crisis. So she started doing something crazy. She went against the local taboos, rescued dozens of twins, and even adopted some of them herself. The people called her Eka Pukpruo, which means mother of all. That's how much of a legend she was. Now don't get it twisted. She wasn't just some missionary who showed up and shook things up. No, she was a force to be reckoned with. She wasn't satisfied with just saving the twins. She wanted to change the whole system, so she started a school for girls, taught them reading and writing, and even built clinics. She was like the superhero of Nigeria, but her work didn't stop there. She was also a peacemaker. When different tribes were fighting, she would step in, mediate, and find solutions that worked for everyone. She was even involved in stopping the Aro slave trade. Yep, she was a one-woman army against slavery. During her time in Nigeria, she built over 20 churches, established schools and clinics, and most importantly, saved countless lives. Sadly, Mary Slessor died in 1915, but you know what they say, the legend never dies. Mary's legacy lives on in Nigeria. She's on their old 10 naira note and has a statue in Calabar. Thanks to her bravery, the killing of twins was finally put to an end. So next time you hear someone say, Africa is a lost cause, remember Mary Slessor, the Scottish woman who didn't just dream of changing the world but actually did. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.